Leicester City have set the price for James Maddison. It is a ridiculous one. 80 million pounds. That is what we have to pay. The similar amount Manchester United paid for Harry Maguire and his services. Look, we're gonna speak about that, but Lucas Torreira has also apparently agreed personal terms with Lazio, and Arsenal will facilitate the move. We will agree to installments to be paid, 2 installments of 10 million. So we're gonna discuss that and more in this video. Please do make sure you subscribe the channel, make sure you hit the like button, and make sure you do click the notification bell as well. The videos are brought to you by OneXpert. Thank you so much, OneXpert, for sponsoring my videos. I partnered with them for a series of videos across some period of time. So make sure you check out OneXpert. We are in the Euros and they are underway. If you support England, if you support Belgium, I support Spain down there. So I don't know what's really so wrong. Alvaro Morata, I just hate that boy. Just hate that boy. Missing chances, always offside. But anyway, if you want to bet on the Euros, lads, make sure you check out OneXpert. They will bring you the best odds in terms of football. The leagues are back in August, so you could bet. We will bet on the leagues, and obviously we also bet on the preseason as well. So make sure you check out OneXpert. Use my promo code Cossy Media on their website so that you could actually win up to $130 just in bonuses. You'll also get a 200% welcome bonus on your first deposit. How about that? Betting not allowed for persons under the age of 18 years. Now let us get into it. A couple of stories that I've discussed today. I don't want to go back where we started, but it's been a very, very long day. In this one, let us talk about James Maddison and Lucas Torreira, but I'll also do a recap of what we've spoken about today. In case you're just coming back from work and you missed the first videos, it's fine. I'm just gonna be I'm gonna tell you what we talked about today and probably give you a hint on what we will talk about tomorrow. So according to reports, Chris Whitley says Lucas Torreira has agreed personal terms with Lazio, but the Italian side still need to agree a fee with Arsenal. And of course, this was Eduardo Hagen a couple of hours before Chris Whitley tweeted, and he said Arsenal will facilitate the Lucas Torreira's move and departure to Lazio. The club will accept 10 million euro installments so the player can leave the club. The player is also willing to lower his salary and wages, according to Corriere dello Sport. Now, of course, if it comes to reports coming in from Italy, it is Sky Sport Italia, it is Corriere dello Sport. I think Gazzetta dello Sport is also a wonderful outlet if you're dealing with reports from Italy. Now, what's coming out is Lucas Torreira is one of those players that were confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and The Guardian that he will leave Arsenal at the end of the season. And personally, I think that was a smart move, a very, very smart move. He's been out on loan with Atletico Madrid, who are apparently interested in signing him, and ever since he lost his mother to COVID-19, he's been very, very depressed. He says at first, him and his father came out and said the player is not going to stay in Europe. They're gonna, he's gonna go back to South America, which I think was a little bit comforting in terms of emotions and everything. But in terms of development, I mean, you're just 24 years of age. You're one of the potential talents at Arsenal at the moment. You've got to make a better offer. You've got to get a better offer. You've got to make to get a better move. You could go to Lazio. You could go to Atletico Madrid. You could go to Spain. You could stay in Europe because it gives you a lot of opportunities. It gives you a lot of chances. So he's gonna go to Lazio. It's not yet a done deal, but personal terms have been agreed between the player and Lazio, and as well, Arsenal are saying they will accept 10 million euro installments. We want 20 million euros, which is a little bit higher than what Lazio want, because Fabrizio Romano did say that Arsenal want 20 million euros. However, there is no chance of the deal happening if Arsenal do not lower their asking price. So I think at the end of the day, what Arsenal looking at is you're looking at a 24-year-old who has a lot of potential. you know, it's an opportunity to get your money back. It's an opportunity to make profit. And on the other side, Lucas Torreira, you know, to an extent that he wants to lower his wages, he wants game time, he wants playing time. He's never, you know, he knows he's never gonna get that at Arsenal under Mikel Arteta. He was a Unai Emery signing, and after, you know, the Unai Emery days, things have become harder and harder and harder for him. So in the end, I think, and I do suppose, he will leave for Lazio, and I wish him all the best. I do not have any problems with Lucas Torreira, a very good squad player, a very good starter. Look, even if he comes back at Arsenal and sits on that bench, I do not have any problems with that. But the main story, Leicester City will demand close to 80 million euros, and 80 million pounds, 10 pounds, not even euros. The same fee United paid for Harry Maguire. Now the midfielder, for the midfielder James Maddison, obviously I've reported about this many times. Arsenal interested in James Maddison, and according to the AFC Bell, according to Charles Watts, according to Fabrizio Romano, we have held talks with James Maddison. We have held talks with his agent. We have held talks with people and representatives of the player around him. We have almost agreed, informally between us and his camp, that the player will join Arsenal. Personal terms, not a problem. Where is the problem? The problem is the price. He's English, he's 24, he's in form, and he is world class. That is the problem. You're gonna pay astronomical astronomical prices for such a talent. I mean, it's the same transfer situation we are finding ourselves in, just like Manchester United were 2 seasons back, because 2 seasons back they were looking at Harry Maguire, and you know, Leicester City is like, what, you know, you want Harry Maguire? Look, it's 80. I think, you know, we think it's 80, and United is like, what are you saying? You know, we are not paying that unless, you know, you're getting a gun on our heads. We're never paying that. You know, Leicester City are like, you know what? It's the merchandise you want. We have it. You know, you've got to decide. You have a lot of time to decide. It's the whole summer. You have June, you have July, you have August. You know, you've got time to decide. And eventually, United were like, you know what? Looks like Leicester City are never gonna, you know, get off the fence. They're never gonna, you know, they're never gonna change their position. We've got to pay this 80 million pounds. Is he worth it? Harry Maguire, I think, is a very good player. The price tag is a little bit heavy on his shoulders, on his back, but he is a decent player. He's a decent defender. The moment you get in a centre back that is as decent as Harry Maguire, that can complement him, you have the right partnership, and the right value for Harry Maguire is actually coming out. So for James Maddison, I expect a lot of similarities in this deal with the Harry Maguire deal. For Chelsea, I think with Ben Chilwell, they had negotiations, because it was first and foremost it was reported at 80, and finally they paid 50 million pounds. I mean, that's a little bit fair for Ben Chilwell, who has not really done a lot for me. He was not actually proven that he is worth the money. At Leicester City, you could pay 60 million pounds. Right now at Chelsea, he's a Champions League winner, so he's a little bit expensive, and he is in the Euros, so he's expensive. So I think his valuation could be at around 40 million euros. But anyway, they did pay for him, and they cleared the bill, so we don't have to care about that. So with Arsenal, we have been told it's 80 million pounds. You have to pay that unless you do not want the player. The problem we have is there are few players at the moment that are gonna allow to join Arsenal. You don't have Champions League, you don't have Europa League, you have nothing. Just what you have is your name, heritage, and the Premier League season. That's all you have. You're not attractive. You do not have a good manager. You don't have a good technical director. You have nothing. Even the squad that would have attracted players, to your club is not there. Literally, nobody wants to come to Arsenal to play with Mohamed El Neni in that midfield. Nobody wants to come and Arsenal to play with Rob Holding in that defense. Nobody wants, admires to play with Hector Bellerin anymore. Their quality has actually dropped over the years. So with James Maddison, the bait is he wants to join Arsenal. He's free, he's free with the move. The only thing Arsenal have to do is to pay the money. Would you pay 80 million euros for James Maddison? It's a little bit confusing, personally. It's a little bit confusing for me. First and foremost, we need a number 10. We need a creative player. He's one of the players that have been linked with, and the likes of Nabil Fekir, and the likes of Martin Odegaard, and the likes of Emi Buendia, who eventually went to Aston Villa, and the likes of Mikel Oyarzabal, who is currently in the Euros with Spain, and a couple of other players. So we need a number 10 that is confirmed. Are we gonna sign in James Maddison? It looks tricky, really tricky. If it is 60 million euros, which is around 55 million pounds, that is understandable. But if you're paying in excess of 50 million pounds for Arsenal to get James Maddison, it's a little bit ridiculous. Honestly, they've got to listen to this. It's a little bit ridiculous. They should lower that asking price. It should be around 60 million euros, honestly. But I don't know. But like I said, if you're buying from Leicester City, if you're buying from Lyon, unless there is something that is holding them back, they are going to ask for the money. Earlier today, we did speak about Albert Sambi Lokonga being confirmed as our first signing, and we also talked about Ben White agreeing an Arsenal deal as well. I did talk about Camavinga today. Hopefully tomorrow I can come with a beautiful update if I get it. With Eduardo Camavinga. I'll speak about Camavinga tomorrow in the mid-morning show, or in the morning show. It will depend. Of course, we did talk about we've taken a long time without speaking about Andre Onana. I'll look for an update around Onana and see what's happening. But at the moment, we have two players that are leading the rest to join Arsenal. Of course, we've seen how some our talks advanced, negotiations in a very advanced position. Look, it's from Todofi judges. It's not 100% credible, and I'm so sorry for for bringing it up, but it's been trending, and so I decided to share with you. But what I understand is we still have interest in House Our, and I think Our and Camavinga, we could get one of them. Our is 30 million euros. Camavinga could be the same price if our negotiations get over the line. So we wait to see what happens. Have a blessed night, and I'll speak to you early in the morning. If only you smash the like button, a sign out.